The Internet Nostalgia Iceberg. Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be making a video on the Internet Nostalgia Iceberg. This one was made by Reddit user Mr. Sodi79. Shout out to you. Now there are two things I want to say before we start this iceberg. Number one, I'm not sure if there's already been a YouTube video made out of this, as in the comments one guy asks if it's alright for him to make a YouTube video out of it. However, that comment was 11 months ago and I could not find the video. And number two, I will be skipping the first two tiers of the iceberg as they are well known, and I'm taking inspiration from parallel pipes here, but I'm assuming most of you come to these videos to see the stuff on the lower bits. Anyway, let's get into the iceberg. Adult Swim. Adult Swim is Cartoon Network's adult TV show program. It comes on at 8 p.m. and ends at 6 a.m. And you may know some famous TV shows that are on there, such as Rick and Morty, Mr. Pickles, and Robot Chicken. Car commercial jump scare. Do you recognize this photo? Seriously, do you recognize it? Well, if you do, you're probably one of the poor people who got jump scared by this guy. Anyway, the commercial shows a car going down a road with peaceful music. Then you can't see the car, and then this guy pops up and scares you. Now this was actually not a commercial for a car, it was actually a commercial for an energy drink called Kefir. Anyway, it was one of the internet's earliest jump scare pranks. Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer is a really popular urban legend about a boy who was horribly disfigured because he was set on fire. He eventually lost his sanity and started killing a lot of people. Now, if you're familiar with the character, you've most likely seen some of these stupid 3 a.m. videos, or seen some of those top 5 Jeff the Killer in real life type videos by Sir Spooks. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a British web series about puppets going through their normal lives. The channel that uploads this content only has 12 videos. However, 2 of those videos have something off about them. There's something strange. Something that we don't know about. If you want to know more about the lore of this channel, I recommend you check out the latest Film Theory episode. Smosh. Smosh is a very well-known YouTuber who does skit-like videos. Now, they have been around for a long time. They started their channel before YouTube was even a year old. They were the first channel to hit 10 million subscribers, and at one point, they were the most subscribed YouTuber. While they're not as popular as they once were, they still have some presence on YouTube. Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is a Disney TV show about twins living in Gravity Falls for the summer, and there's a whole lot of strange stuff going on, and they have to solve it. Now, you most likely recognize the main antagonist of the show, Bill Cipher. Now, if you want to know more about the show, I recommend you check out Book of Alice's The Gravity Falls Iceberg Explained video. MLG remakes. These were all over the internet in the early 2010s. It involved someone playing a game like Call of Duty or Battlefield. As long as it was an online realistic shooter game, it counted. Anyway, in the video, it would show a whole lot of images flashing on screen. Images of the Illuminati, Doritos for some reason, Mountain Dew, cigarettes, Shrek, and all that.
I'm a fire in Malaysia!
This is another MLG-like thing. Scary Maze Game. This is similar to the scary car commercial entry, however, it's a video game. So what you would do is that you would spawn in this maze, and you would have to make your way through the maze without touching any of the walls. And the third level, at the end of the third level, there's a very thin area, and almost right as you're about to complete the game, boom, that face pops up and scares you. Now, the image was actually from the 1973 horror movie The Exorcist. If you ever wanted to scare your friends, this was the place to go. Football highlights. Yeah, there are football highlights on the internet. Bo Burnham. Bo Burnham is a popular musician slash comedian. He makes some songs on his channel, and you may recognize some of his popular vines. You know, back when Vine was still a thing. Rocking chair pop-up. This was another one of those jump scare videos. It involves a rocking chair in a room that starts rocking, and then the exact same exorcist girl pops up and scares you. Tobuscus. Tobuscus was a YouTube musician who would make very iconic music. You may know him for some of his Minecraft music videos. SCP. The SCP Foundation is a fictional government facility where they contain all these alien-like creatures. You've most likely seen these SCP explained videos on the internet. The SCP Foundation first started around 2008. So yeah, anyway, I'll be listing some of the most popular SCPs. SCP-096, SCP-682, and SCP-3008. Creepypastas. A creepypasta is a user-made story about someone or something. Earlier, I mentioned Jeff the Killer, who was a creepypasta, and you most likely know the most popular creepypasta, Slender Man. DeviantArt and Wattpad. Wattpad was a place where you could share your own stories online, and DeviantArt was a place where you could share your own art online. They were both really popular in the late 2000s and early 2010s, and they're still relatively popular now, but both sites aren't really considered appropriate anymore. Pole and Ball Comics. A pole and ball, or as it's called, a country ball, is a ball thing with a country's flag on it, and they're used to represent a country. Like, think of a country as a person, and they talk to other country persons. So that's pretty much what a pole and ball is. Pole and Ball comics were first created back in 2009, so they've been around for a pretty long time now. The reason why they call it Pole and Ball instead of Country Ball is because Poland is usually the main character in these stories. But yeah, these are very popular on the internet. Fred. If you were around on YouTube back in 2009 to 2010, you are definitely aware of the YouTube channel Fred. It involves a kid doing, like, strange things. You know, I don't know. It was YouTube back in 2009. It was a strange time. But yeah, Fred was very popular, to the point where they made 3 movies about him. Fred, the movie, Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, my personal favorite, and Fred 3, Camp Fred. Fred was also the first YouTube channel to hit 1 million subscribers. However, Fred has not uploaded in over 7 years now. So, yeah, he's pretty much a dead channel. But the person who plays him, Lucas, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, has his own channel where he continues to upload on that. Honest Trailers. So Honest Trailers is a series on this YouTube channel called Screen Junkies, and what they do is that they play these trailers for certain movies, sometimes TV shows, and they usually have the, classic trailer narrator, the deep voice type, and they add a bit of comedic stuff to it, like they kind of joke about the movie and stuff. It's a really popular series, highly recommend you check it out. Long Cat. So Long Cat is this image of a cat being lifted up from the arms, and its body looks long because of this. And of course, perhaps unsurprisingly, the internet turned this into a meme. Fictional characters rap battle. So there's this genre on YouTube where someone makes like two characters. Most of the time they're similar, and they make each other rap. Have a rap battle, and that's pretty much what it is. World's hardest game. So, World's Hardest Game is this game on coolmathgames.com, and like the name says, it's the world's hardest game. It took me 50 tries, and I couldn't even make it to the end of the first level. And there's 30 levels of this thing. And somehow, some people in the world have managed to complete the game without dying. 44 Toons. 44 Toons is a YouTube channel where someone animates and makes a parody of a football game. Simpsons Couch Gag. So ever since The Simpsons aired back in 1989, they've had this thing called a couch gag, and what happens in it is that at the end of the intro, when the family goes to sit on the couch, something absolutely random happens. And it's become really popular, and it's kind of like an iconic thing in the show now. Llamas with Hats. Llamas with Hats is this YouTube series involving two llamas with hats. And one of the llamas, Carl, usually does something absolutely bad. Like murder a lot of innocent people. Back then, that type of stuff was allowed on YouTube. It's pretty dark, but like I said, that was 2009 YouTube. Salad Fingers. So Salad Fingers is an old Adobe Flash animation about this zombie-like thing with salad for fingers who lives in this desert wasteland thing. It's a very strange series on YouTube, and it was actually made like way back in 2007, so it's a part of YouTube history. And yeah, it's not as creepy now, but there's still something off about it. Ouija. So Ouija is a photo of Luigi standing. That's it. That's literally it. I don't know how or why this became a meme, but it's a meme. At this point, anything can become a meme. Racist Mario. Okay, I can't cover this, otherwise I'll get sued by Nintendo. MLG Frog. MLG Frog is a gif of a plush frog spinning its head while changing colors. Now, as the name suggests, it was using those MLG videos that I mentioned earlier in the Iceberg. Charlie the Unicorn. Another YouTube series entry bit. Anyway, Charlie the Unicorn is a YouTube series about a unicorn named Charlie who just wants to relax, but is constantly being bothered by these two other unicorns to go on an adventure. Now, this was created by the same guy who created Llamas with Hats. Raka Raka Ronald McDonald. So there's a YouTuber named Raka Raka, and some of their most popular videos involve Ronald McDonald doing illegal stuff. I highly recommend you check out their channel. It's hilarious. I'll play some of their clips right now.
Would you die for your baby? Absolutely not.
You Are an Idiot. You Are an Idiot was an early 2000s computer virus where you would go to the website youdon'tknowwhoiam.com. As soon as you got there, a tab would open up with 4 smiling faces along with a text "You are an idiot" along with the song "You Are an Idiot." If you tried closing this tab, 6 more would open, and that would go from there if you tried closing them as well. Now, it wouldn't really do anything too bad to your PC. I mean, it will just keep on opening tabs until, your computer crashes and there goes your RAM. Anyway, if you had this on Windows XP, you were most likely fine, as you just needed to clear all tabs. However, if you had this on something like Windows 95, you were most likely done for. The Assumptions Song. The Assumptions Song is a song that every couple times it sounds like it's going to say something inappropriate, but then just changes to something else. Now, this was made back in 2008, and I'm assuming this was allowed because it was 2008. Star Wars Kid. So, Star Wars Kid is a viral video of a kid swinging a stick the way someone from Star Wars would do it with a lightsaber. Now, the video was actually recorded in 2002, but got leaked on the internet. Now, the kid in the video was actually fell into a depression because of the amount of hate and bullying he was getting from the video. Elmo Eats a Baby is an animated video where Elmo eats a baby. Now, I've said this before, but it was 2007, and YouTube's bloody, algorithm was very lenient with the stuff you uploaded. Omegle. So, Omegle was a chat discussion site where you could, chat with people and, call them. You didn't even need to create an account. You just do it. Now, of course, this led to many security problems. The website is dangerous. It is very easy to get hacked there. So I would just recommend not going on Omegle. Japanese McDonald's commercials. So there are a couple of very creepy McDonald's commercials for Japan. One of them shows Ronald McDonald standing outside of a woman's house. The woman then calls the police. And then Ronald McDonald is under her bed. I'm not sure if these were actually real commercials, because I don't think McDonald's would actually create, a commercial like that. And there's also the fact that it's kind of low quality as well. LiveLeak. So LiveLeak is a British video sharing site. Now, the people who created the site were also the same people who created the ogrish.com shock website, which was a shock website that would show uncensored clips from war, executions, and accidents. And that was the internet nostalgia iceberg. Took me quite a bit to make. Anyway, once again, shout out to the creator, Mr. Sodi79. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Have a nice day, you too.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in.